Hello guys from Plant Reviews, and today 26th of June, so early spring, and I'll talk now about the Jasminum officinale, the common jasmine, also known as summer jasmine or poet's jasmine or just simply jasmine. This is indeed the first jasmine that seems, according to what I've read, has been cultivated. The plant is native to Caucasus, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Himalayas, Tajikistan, Nepal, and China. The species has been widely cultivated and naturalized in many European countries, as well as Florida, as well in Asian countries, including China, where it is seems native in a part of China, but has been introduced as garden plants in other parts of China. Well, considering how big is the country anyway. The plant, as you can see, is very vigorous. I planted it 3 years ago. It covers basically part of my wall and fence for about 2 meters, well, actually 3 meters. As you can see, I have jasmine, the same jasmine coming up from the other side of the little greenhouse. So in total, I would say that it reaches more than 3.5 meters in 3 years, and actually would have grown even more just because last year I had to prune it. You can see how the shoots climb in every direction. Last year I didn't prune it after flowering, so probably this is because, and that's the reason, because I have some flowers this year, but not that many. However, this is the still this year I have more flowers than last year, so at least I'm pleased with that, even if nothing comparable to my other jasmine that now unfortunately is not in flower anymore, the Jasminum polyanthum, that anyway is possibly is absolutely even more vigorous plant than this. The plant is a deciduous climber, so it loses the leaves. The leaves are beautifully dark green in this variety. This is called Jasminum officinale Inverleith, and the leaves, as you can see, are pinnate, as in many other jasmine. Indeed, they resemble a bit the pink jasmine as well. The leaves are borne in basically kind of a pinnate shape, and they usually are opposite on the stem. The flowers are born in panicles, and in the species they are purely white. In this variety, the Inverleith, they are basically they developed from buds that are really dark red, and the flowers open pure white. The fragrance is very nice. As a strength, I didn't find it as strong as the pink jasmine. The pink jasmine really, well, considering this year I had really an incredible bloom of the Jasminum polyanthum. I could smell the pink jasmine from meters away, really, even like 5-6 meters from the plant. It is by far the strongest smelling plant I have, together with some oriental lilies. The Jasminum officinale, this one, the Inverleith, I found it unfortunately not as strong in fragrance. I could barely detect it in the evening when I am close to the plant, but this is probably due to the fact that I didn't have really many flowers. As you can see, I had a very sparse blooming. There's a few faded flowers and a few buds still, but nothing comparable to the polyanthum, to the pink jasmine. However, the type of scent for me is much more pleasant. This is a scent in the jasmine, in this Jasminum officinale Inverleith, that is still sweet, but not too sweet, because contains, I think, quite strong citrus notes. So overall, even if I still love the scent of the pink jasmine, I think that this jasmine, the Jasminum officinale, in particular the variety I have, the Inverleith, has a better scent, if you like, a more fresh fragrance rather than a sweet one. The plant has been used as a garden flower for basically 100 years. It was introduced in Europe probably during the Arab Norman invasion of Sicily, and then spread around Europe. Indeed, in Italian writer Boccaccio, in the famous book Decameron, describes in some of the stories the jasmine as a garden plant already. The plant was then introduced in England later on, still during the 1500 or just before, because we have findings of the Jasminum officinale in a book called The Names of Herbs by William Turner, where is described indeed this plant in London. There are numerous cultivars developed for garden use, and the plant it is a quite a big plant. It can grow up to 8 meters, as you can see. My garden already is about 3 meters and a half, as I said. It is therefore essential, if you don't want to get invaded by jasmines, that you take good control of it and monitor the plant. About the fragrance is so famous that the essential oil of Jasminum officinale is used in perfumes as well as aromatherapy, and the essential oil called Jasmine Absolute is known as the king of oils because of the heavy and sweet scent that is so much loved by many people. The flowers are most fragrant between dusk, evening and night. Indeed, now is about midday and I can't detect any fragrance, not even sticking the nose in the flower. But in the evening the scent is absolutely gorgeous. Indeed, the name Jasminum, that is the genus name of this plant, is a Latinized word for the Arabic word Yasemin, that means sweetly scented plant. Due to the fact that the flowers are mostly fragrant at dusk, evening and night, the flowers are picked during these hours in order to get the essential oil, usually by solvent extraction. The flowers are about 2 centimeters in diameter and are born in cluster of about 5-6 flowers. As you can see, they are a little bit bigger than my finger, but definitely the scent makes up for the small size. The plant is best grown in full sun and well-drained soil, and it is quite hardy. It is hardy until zone USDA 7, therefore it is hardy throughout UK. However, definitely this is better to place in a shelter spot. In this way you can more appreciate the beautiful fragrance, the scent at night, and also in case of abnormal freezing conditions, the plant would not be much damaged. This is not a plant I had before the so-called beast from the east that hit UK 2 years ago with temperatures down to -8 in Kent, where I live. However, the plant is supposed, being USDA zone, being hardy to until USDA zone 7, should be able to stand even this kind of climate for a few days. This particular cultivar, the Inverleith, is characterized by bronze color also of the foliage of the young leaves. You can see a little bit here on these young leaves. There is a light bronzy color towards the edge of the leaves. The Inverleith also, as I said, it is this beautiful bright red, actually dark red more than bright red, buds that contrast beautifully with the flowers. I hope next year to have a much bigger blooming, because I really love the fragrance of this plant. About the pruning, as I said, it's ideal to prune the plant just after flowering, so we'll need to be extremely careful, probably in about a couple of weeks in pruning the plant, trying not to prune as well the clematises, because there are some clematises instead that bloom in full summer, and obviously they will bloom for the branches that I should avoid cutting. About companion plants, I think jasmine looks perfect indeed with clematises, because the clematises with their brightly colored and huge flowers, unfortunately I have one here that is not really brightly, it's not really a huge flower, and it's not even as brightly colored. I have a lilac, I think this is called the Arabella, but with other clematises, this is definitely a standout combination, combining the beautiful fragrance of the jasmine with the beautiful colors of the clematises. You can see a much more colorful one here, and that matches perfectly indeed with another small flower, intensely fragrant climber, that is the honeysuckle, the Halliana honeysuckle. Also, I think is very nice the combination with lilies, especially oriental lilies, that because they tend to bloom a little bit later than the jasmine, so their fragrance does not overlap with each other, and so in this way you are able to enjoy a beautiful fragrance, beautifully different fragrances of these plants in different periods of time. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, it would be great if you can give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, obviously give a thumbs down and let me know what you didn't like of the video and how I can improve it. Also, if you like my videos, it would be great if you can please subscribe to the channel. In this way you will get also notifications when I post new videos. Thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.